Words for the Soul, Food for the Heart, a podcast where every word feeds the soul and strengthens the heart. Hey, welcome back to Words for the Soul, Food for the Heart. I'm your host, Jackie Wickware, and this is the space where we gather to feed our souls and strengthen our hearts because Lord knows we need them both. Today, we're talking about something that is guiding us in this season, something that can bring clarity and renewal and certainly strength, no matter where you are in life. We're in this season of Lent, a time of reflection, refocusing, and preparing for what's next. Now, I know for some of us, when we hear Lent, we might think, oh, that's for the church folks. That's a Catholic thing. Or that's just about giving up something, giving up sweets, or giving up our favorite foods. But let me tell you, Lent is for all of us. It's a season of reset and renewal. And if there ever was a time we needed that, it's now. So today, we're going to talk about what Lent is, why it matters, and how we as Black folk, yes, I said it, how we as Black women in particular, and men, but people of color, can use this season to move forward stronger, lighter, and more focused. Whether you've been walking with God for years or just trying to figure things out, this conversation is for you. So take a deep breath, settle in, get your favorite cup of coffee or tea, and then let's get into it. What is Lent? First, let's just break it down. Lent is a 40-day season leading up to Easter, not including Sundays. It starts on Ash Wednesday and it ends on Holy Saturday, right before Resurrection Sunday, right before Easter Sunday. It's a time for reflection and for fasting, prayer, and preparation. It's a time to strip away distractions and focus on what really matters. In the Bible, Jesus spent 40 days in the wilderness, fasting and praying and preparing for his ministry. And if we took time to look at our own lives, haven't we all had our wilderness seasons? In fact, some of us might be in a wilderness season right now. Times when we are struggling or searching or waiting for something to shift and to break in our favor. Lent then is that season where you can say, okay, God, I'm setting aside some time to reset, to refocus, to let go of what's been holding me back, to step into something greater. I'm ready for it. And listen, this isn't just about a religious routine. It's about spiritual renewal. It's about gaining mental clarity, emotional healing for ourselves. It's about making space for God to move and making space for ourselves to grow and to receive what it is that God has in store for us. And trust me, God does have some good things in store for us in spite of all of the craziness that's going on around us. And that's why you need this season of Lent. Lent matters for us as Black people. How so? Let's make it personal. Why should we, men and women, lean into this season of Lent? I'll tell you why. Because we know what it means to carry weight. The weight of expectations that don't work out in our favor. We know what it means to carry the weight of always having to be strong, not only for ourselves, but for everybody else. We know what it is to carry the weight of past hurts, family struggles, and yes, even financial burdens. We know what it is to carry the weight of a world that often does not see us or value us in the way that God does. So Lent then is an invitation to put some of that weight, and I say in my mind, all of that weight down, to step away from distractions, to reclaim our peace, to focus on what will actually feed our spirits and nourish our souls. And this is where it gets real, because for many of us, we don't always feel like we have the time to slow down. We've got responsibilities. We have family. We have jobs. There are struggles that we're trying to get over and humps we're trying to smooth out in our life. But hear me on this. If we don't take time to reset, we will burn out. Lent reminds us that we are more than what we carry. In fact, it calls us to lay things down so we can pick up something greater. And that in and of itself is powerful. So how do we use Lent for our personal growth? That's a good question. Now that we know what Lent is and why it matters, let's talk about how we can actually use this season to move forward. Because listen, we don't just want to talk about it. We want to be about it. And so here are some practical ways to walk through Lent with intention. Fast. I know somebody said, oh, fast. Oh, I don't know if I want to fast. I'm not ready to turn my plate down. I'm not ready to turn away food. No. Fast from distractions. I'm not talking about food. If food is what you need to give up, then do that. Because if that is in your heart and spirit to do that, then that's a special fast and that's a special calling up on you. And then respond to the call that's up on you. But I'm saying fast from distractions. Maybe it's time to step back from social media, because we know they feed us all kinds of things and it's distracting. Step back maybe even from the news that's always got a news story and none of it's ever good for us. Step back from that. Step back away from the gossip and the negative talk, and especially the negative self-talk or whatever it is that is keeping you from your peace. Number 2, focus on one life-giving habit. Instead of just giving things up, whatever you're going to give up, do that. But instead of just giving things up, replace them with something that fills you up, that fills you in the places that you need to be filled. And you can do that by reading scripture. You can do that by journaling. Yes. Write it down. Those thoughts that you need to say to some people that you couldn't say, you can't say because you need to keep your job. Those things that is crowding your mind that you need to get out of your head and out of your heart. Write it down, your dreams, your hopes, your plans, and then come back to it later so that you can see the progress that you've made. Yes, journaling. It could be working out. And if you can't get to a gym and get you a workout in because the spring and the summer is coming, then just do a daily walk so that you can refresh your mind and your spirit and your physical self. And then you can also have daily affirmations, speaking some life into you, the life that you need. If you can't get it anywhere else, speak it into yourself. Speak life over yourself by affirming yourself daily. The third thing is you can practice gratitude and generosity. Lent isn't just about sacrifice. It's also about shifting our focus. So take time each day to reflect on your blessings, the things that you have, the people that you have in your life that you're thankful for. Have gratitude for that. Look for ways also to give back, whether that's through encouragement of others, kindness to others, or even service to others. The fourth thing is a daily reflection. each morning you wake up, reflect over how you want this day to shape out for you, how you need it to work in your favor, and see yourself how you need to be your best self in this day. Each night, ask yourself, did I show up as the person I need to be today and I must be today? Am I aligned with the purpose that God has for me? And then finally, the fifth thing is reconnect with God. Prayer doesn't have to be deep. It doesn't even have to be fancy. Just talk to God and listen. Unload what's on your head and your heart. The things that trouble you and you certainly don't understand. You just simply say, listen, God, we need to talk. I need to just say some things. And you don't necessarily wait for an answer or even are looking for an answer, but say it to God. God expects you. That's called relationship. That's called a connection. God can stand whatever it is that you got to say. God can handle it. And then after that, sit in stillness. Read a scripture verse. And then listen for wisdom from the scripture verse and wisdom from God. Make space for God to move in your life. The goal, my brothers and my sisters, here isn't perfection. The goal is simply progress, that we want to be better than we were yesterday. And so it's about making room for God to do a new thing in us. It's about making space for God to come in and for ourselves to grow. So here's my challenge for you. What's one thing you can do for the next 40 days of Lent to reset, to realign, and to move forward stronger? Maybe it's letting go of something toxic. Maybe it's committing to a new habit that strengthens you, that walk, that workout in the gym, that daily reading of scripture, that memorizing a scripture verse, journaling. Maybe it's trusting God in a way you haven't before. Whatever it is, know this. This season is about transformation. And just like Jesus' 40 days in the wilderness led to something greater, your sacrifice and your reflection now are preparing you for something greater that's ahead. And if you've been feeling tired, drained, or lost, I encourage you to see Lent as a gift, a season where you don't have to have all the answers, but you do have the space to breathe, to reflect, and to grow. And trust me, God is still moving, even in the chaos that is happening around us in our world, even in the struggles. God is still moving. And your resurrection season is coming. Your resurrection is coming. And you have to prepare for it. And Lent is that season. I want to pause here and say thank you for joining me today on Words for the Soul, Food for the Heart. And if this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who needs a little encouragement. Sometimes people come to us for encouragement and we don't have the words to say. Share the podcast. Gift them with the words of encouragement. They'll thank you and you'll be grateful too. And if you decide to take on this challenge, let me know. Send me a message. Leave me a comment. And let's hold each other accountable. Remember, no matter what's happening in the world around us, we still have the power to reset, refocus, and rise. Until next time, take care, stay strong, and keep walking in faith. And remember, keep your head to the sky.